Thank you, folks, for attending our webinar today. And today I have our IT manager, Derek, joining us. And we'll be talking about payroll machines. And we called it a friend to employers, right, Derek?
Yes, it is.
And so without further ado, let's go ahead and bring Derek on. And so we can go through these payroll machine changes. So, Derek, can you give our audience some information on how payroll machine has evolved over the years?
Yes, the payroll processing is a whole thing, and starting with record the time, the payroll machine starting from that point, because they don't want the people involved to write down your time to check in like a gate guard and then to check your time. They put the clock there, and when you insert it into your time card, they will punch down it. They have a time. That is the very beginning purpose. But punching the time is the first area of the payroll system, payroll processing. After that, you hand down your time card to your supervisor. Supervisor will give to your payroll department or give to company CPA, that accounting firm. Then the accounting firm will do the calculation, submit the form, and then calculate out final your payroll amount. That is a traditional way, and that way, I think it's a tenth of years almost, almost, and very very old.
Feels ancient.
Yeah, it's a old timer things. And after this step, we have electronic one. Yeah, this is more advanced. Okay, one step more. The people have a electronic clock, and they don't want to punch, and because punch will be very slow, and they use a swipe card, they use fob, or they just put the pin number, and your time will record and into a computer, save on the hard drive. And everyone coming in, punch the card. No, I thought it swipe the card, swipe the fob, or punch the pin number, and then you record it. After a while, before the period end, the manager will log into the computer or collect all your times and then make the spreadsheet. And this spreadsheet will give to the accounting firm or your payroll department. Yeah, I will say it's good give to the company CPA. The accountant was sitting there, see your read your files, and then import or type into the system to calculate the payroll amount. That is these 10 years probably is a lot.
Yeah, and a lot of people still use this one, right?
Yeah, Derek? So far still using it, yes. And certainly this one have a more accessories, or they connect with other environment like your door lock, your alarm system, all those things. But the main thing still is a payroll system, payroll machines. But now, okay, nowadays for the current, there have more things to come out because everyone carry on the mobile phones or mobile device, and also the people don't want to carry the fobs or the cards, or because one time they usually forgot the card or lost the fob. They don't want to pay the money to buy the fob.
It's expensive.
Yeah, they use a fingerprint, and then or they use your phone or your mobile device to log in.
That's true.
Yeah, that is same thing. The mobile device collect the data, but this time, because our cloud technology is advanced already, it's mature, and they will send the data to the cloud. The cloud handle those data, and then our accounting firm just go to the cloud, grab your data into the system and then process your data and come out with the final number.
Mm.
That is about how the payroll system works.
I see. So, can you tell us then a little bit about Community CPA and the new payroll machines that are now being offered?
Yeah, and Community CPA's payroll machine not only have the swipe card, fobs, fingerprint, and also introduce the web clock. What is a web clock?
Yeah.
Web clock is everything's on web because our mobile device, our computer, all of them can connect to the internet and browse the internet web page. So we have a web page available to you to have the punching in, punching out, break in, break out, or the lunch button, whatever the button you want, we can shows on that web interface and shows on your device. And then people no need to run around to the door to punch the lunch. No need to see, okay, go after the dinner, after the lunch, and then go run back to the door to swap again. They just need to have a computer or mobile device or anything can access internet. They can just there touch the screen and then they finish the punching action.
Derek, your voice became very small.
Yeah, and also it's called the flexibility. It's very flexible because you don't need to go to that particular place to do that. And also for each employee, they don't need to wait till your paycheck come out and then you see your data say, oh no, I have you you missed 2 hours for me, and then you don't need to go the accountant to correct your payroll data afterwards, because with a web clock you can easily to see your punching every day, and when you have time you log in your uh, employee portal, you can see, oh, why yesterday's I missed a punch. Why I pumped 2 times and make my working time shorter. So that happens. You can easily to go to your supervisor and say, hey, yesterday I working 8 hours, but only record is 7 hours 50 minutes. And supervisor will easily recall yesterday you didn't go 10 minutes earlier. So very easy to correct those kind of mistake, and then make your payroll more accurate, make you more satisfied with the number. And for the supervisor, they don't need to scratch the head to think, oh, that day did you leave earlier or did you come in late? I'm not quite sure, because only one day or two the people can remember it. So that will be reduce the conflict or reduce the argument. So this is a benefit for the web clock. And the other services we call the geofence. This is a more dynamic, because some customer, they're like a construction customer.
Right.
They may send the worker to the different place, different construction area. How come they can clock in, clock out? Because that is a role, maybe even the lack of the internet, no internet, or nowhere to place that time clock. And okay, there's easy way because everyone has a mobile device, and then we can create that called geofence. The geofencing is a term that means we have use a GPS, we circle an area, as long as the people walking into that area, then they can starting to punch. Same like this picture said, the people in that green area, and then they can punch in, punch out, do the payroll entry. But if they are not in there, they're coming late. 1 mile away, they're driving and say, oh, it's time already. They want to punch. no way, because you are not in the area yet.
I
So
see.
these geofence can locate very small area like your same building,
Yep.
and that will be not make people. For example, I come in 7:50, and work time starting from 8. I sitting there, prepare everything. Okay, I go to a coffee. I buy a coffee in the building. I go to the coffee machine. It's not affect me. I still can clock in, clock out.
Mm-hmm.
But if not a geofence, it's a physical clock. While I doing the coffee, I can run back to the door to scan again. So
That's right.
that's the geofence working, especially for the construction people. You can define your geofence more than one, multiple,
Mhm.
and also, and if your employees are working from home, you even can circle that geofence for their house,
I
right?
see.
And then if that employee go to the shopping, they cannot say, "Oh, I'm working." So no way, because you cannot clock in, clock out. You have at least you have to sitting in your home, in her home, or in his home, and then you can clock in, clock out.
Now,
That is the other benefit for the geofence.
this is a side question, Derek. For geofencing, let's say you clocked in the green area, but
Mhm.
let's say you walked out of the green area. Would the clock stop automatically, or will it continue to run until you stop it manually?
They will continue run stop manually, but
Mm.
there is option, but that is an expensive option, and
Okay.
to stop automatically.
Sure, but it's possible.
It's possible, yes.
So my follow-up question is that we have all of this data going back and forth through the internet, Derek. How safe is it?
Okay, for payroll, is a very important thing is safe. It's not only your data stolen by others, and also it's a data itself is safe or not. For the
Right.
traditional one, your data is printed on the card, and then you give to the accounting firm. The accounting firm save that original data into a box or into their file cabinet or in the file room. But one day, if that card is lost, and you will never ever to go back to see your data, that is a data
Right.
secure. The stolen is possible, is physical stolen, but that will be limited because you have a door lock, you have a
Mm-hmm.
security guard. That is less, but the data loss is the most concern. That is
Right.
why the people introduce a computer, because computer
Mm-hmm.
have a backup. Computer
That's
have
true.
the fault tolerance, hard drive, RAID, all those kind of mechanism to prevent the data loss. The data can be not lost, but the other things happen. The security for the stolen information, because that is transmitted through the internet, or you send email uh, to your accounting firm, that email whether that is safe.
Mm-hmm.
So be different computer sending out the security or not is depend on the computer itself to config. So that
Mm-hmm.
is a very limited for the person who set up this system. If the system set up wrong, the computer very easily to got compromised, and then your data will lost. That'll be a big problem. So that's why the new one, the current one, we're using the cloud services. The next slides we will see the cloud service. The For the cloud service, the first, all those cloud services, they have industry standard security regulation. So
Mm-hmm.
they have to have that follow that regulation, have to have that kind of security mechanism
Mm-hmm.
to make sure, and then they can start into the offer the service. So far, as long as that public cloud service available, that means they are trustable, is secured. And the nowadays, like CPA's payroll system, the system itself didn't collect any of didn't store any of the data. All the data is stored into the cloud, and between the system and the cloud, they have a 256-bit encryption. That means if you wanna encrypt it, use now the fastest computer for now, probably use 100 years or more than 100 years. So that means unbreakable. And so that will save the data from the stolen. The cloud service, the cloud storage service, they come with the data protection for the data lost. They have a multiple array of storage array. They have a multiple location. They have geographic location to make the backup, make the mirror. So your data is never lost in the cloud. So that's why we say this model, cloud, the device cloud to our firm, this model will be the most safe model for now.
Yeah, so sounds like it's pretty unlikely that the cloud is going to be lost, right?
I don't say never, but I will say 99.9, probably have a 6.9 behind of it. It's not lost. And also, when the cloud is broken, its data itself is not lost.
Right.
Most happens is you cannot connect to the cloud. That maybe is a technical glitch or something. You cannot connect to cloud, but the data is still there and safe. Like a Microsoft, they have buried the data under like 100 feet underground, or put into the deep sea, and all the like a big container, all of them is storage, the hard drive. They sink that into the deep sea. How come you lost it? Your only thing can happen is you lost connection.
Yeah.
So your data was safe.
Yeah, that's very reassuring. I mean, payroll has changed. Times have changed. It's really,
and also for this, we have embedded a lot of the automation, like your break, your paid break, your unpaid break. They will automatically calculate it after you swap. They automatically calculate that is a paid break or not paid break, and then they will put into your data into the cloud, save it. That will make the employee is easy because they only swap. They don't do anything. They just swap in, swap out. That's it. And it put easier for the employer because they know when they see the report, they already marked it, paid or not paid, the breaks. So they can easily to see, oh, how many minutes I paid for the break, how many minutes I'm not paid in the for the employee. And for our counting system is same too. And when the data flow in, we can focus on whether that complying with the law, whether that is accurate for your accrual, but we give up a lot of energy on typing. So we save a lot of energy on it. So
that's why we say it's a friend of the employer.
That is why we say it's a friendly of the employer, because that make you focus on what you need to focus.
Right. Well, thank you, Derek. I appreciate all the insight about the new payroll machines that are now available. I hope our viewers and audience understand and the importance of saving time and these type of things, so that they could just focus on running their business and not get too hung up on things that systems can just do for you. So folks, we really appreciate your time today. Today was our half an hour session, and we had our IT manager for community CPA, Derek, answer a lot of these questions that many of you have questions about. That's why you're here. Thank you all for joining us today. If you guys have more questions, feel free to shoot Catherine an email or call our office, and or join us in our future webinars that we have listed on our website. Have a good rest of the day. Thank you, Derek.
Bye-bye.